And welcome back, everybody, to the channel. It is the most earth-breaking, ground-shaking, but never media show money-taking, the man, the myth, the legend, the most pissed-off villain on all of YouTube entertainment today, Mr. General Zod. This movie, I think they put it best in the chat here. This movie was the worst thing constructed by man I've ever seen. Look, we did The Room, and we legitimately had fun at least watching that movie. This was the worst parts of Hollywood.
It's not even Hollywood.
Ever. No, it's not even Hollywood. I think this thing is going to get more fame from us talking about it and it being on YouTube. Jesus Christ. I'm broken. I don't even know what to say. As someone who's watched film for many years and watched so many great movies in my life, this offended me as a reviewer. This offended me. I couldn't even separate that this was a terrible movie. Every possible mistake you could make as a film director was in this film. And the fact that they had the nerve to rip off one of my favorite movies of all time and include a whole end sequence where they blatantly rip off one of my favorite horror movies, The Exorcist. I don't even know what to say. Literally, the end of this movie is a complete ripoff. How did no one get copied? How did no one get sued for this? Is what I want to know. And then 2 post-credit scenes. You're not Marvel. You're not going to get a sequel.
No. It was. Oh wait, it was 2 post-credit
scenes.
The first one just lasted so fucking long. I couldn't tell the difference.
What's up, Stone Cold Jeremy? I need one of those beers. South Florida Drifter, how are you? Kendra, what's up? Bonnie. Yes, I know. You guys expected me to rant on this one.
Wait, show them my buds.
Oh yeah. So
I got my Spider-Man one, and then
I got Captain America. Yay.
Twinsies.
Kendra, I wouldn't even call it a spoof because I don't want to insult spoof movies that are actually good. This thing is something that I watch. You know, you come across those movies and you say, who in the world? Okay, somebody in a boardroom, they looked and they go, well, you know, that movie, The Exorcist, was a big hit, and so was Jaws. Yeah, they were. So, okay, here's an idea, Bob. How about we take The Exorcist and we take Jaws and we mash them together. We get somebody who's out of film school for 2 days, a bunch of porn star actors and actresses,
I'm pretty sure
and
they
throw
are.
them in.
They all had the looks, they had the makeup, they had the clothes, they definitely acted like it, and like the whole thing, I wanted it to be a porn because it's the exact kind of porn, like the quality of a porn. But there wasn't. I would have tolerated it more because I would have been able to make fun of like terrible sex scenes and everything. Nothing was explained. Everyone's a bitch.
No, that I expected literally. I have no words for this. I really don't, Bonnie. I really, when I was thinking about this, and I told her after this movie was over, I had to go to sleep because my head hurt.
Oh, speaking of which, so I'm still currently dealing with the effects of a hangover. So my gut is still feeling meh, except it took all the sickness that I felt in my gut and it just went to my head. But then it went, and it stayed there till like an hour afterwards.
Magic Mayhem says, love the girls arguing, very scripty.
She was a bitch for the only logical one was the brunette, and she was asking the questions that we were screaming. Like,
yeah, the logic one. Okay, so let's start off with the disjointed beginning. There's a nun. She stabbed some chick. What? First of all,
evil nun.
An evil nun. First of all, no backstory. We get no backstory.
She's probably angry from not having sex.
I mean, I would agree with that, but I mean, there's no backstory to why one she was evil.
I know what you did.
And they don't tell us the whole movie.
I was even thinking that, like, I wonder if they're ever going to tell us.
What she did. We don't know what she did. She did something, and chick got stabbed. And, oh my God, so the stabbing. Okay, so she stabs her in the chest. She's bleeding from her mouth. And
that happens.
Okay, but here's my issue. Where's the stab wounds on the chest? Could no one afford to go to Party City, get a fake little scar thing? There was like nothing, and she was bleeding from the mouth. And I go, this is not how biology works. What? Why? I just this movie broke me. This movie broke me because honestly, folks, I had thought I had seen the bottom of the barrel. I've seen a lot of terrible movies, but somewhere in there I find enjoyment. But the editing, the camera work, the dialogue, the acting, the script, the story, none of it makes any particular sense.
That's another thing. These actors keep spitting stuff out of their mouths for no reason. Very poorly done too. It's like, come on, make it look like it. Yes,
Kendra, the blood she spits out looks like ketchup. It did.
Okay, so that's another thing about the shark. It's like, okay, what we see of the shark, it's like yards underneath the surface of the water. But here all the actors are in water that they can stand up in. And in one shot, when that one dude is like trying to swim away, he's reaching for a bar or something. That's literally like the bar for the steps, to grab on the walk up. like
this is so bad. Okay,
let's go through. Let's go through the whole thing.
But it's like an enema. We just gotta power through it. So we get this terrible stabbing scene, and then 4 of the worst characters ever constructed by men that I'm sure were all casted in a porn movie from one time to another. These 4 friends. Okay, the first thing, the friend in the back who eventually gets possessed, she starts with a very clearly Australian accent and then switches it.
It was only like one part where she said like sentence.
It was like her accent accidentally came out and she goes, oh shit, I'm supposed to be doing a Georgia accent. And then she switches it when she gets out of the car. And it's so jarring because like, I thought they were playing she was the foreign person angle, but no, she just fucked up the lines. And they just kept going. So actor's like, yeah, that's a great take. And just move it along. There was no post editing on this whatsoever. And the shots, people, literally that car scene, we are staring at her foot. I don't know if this camera guy had some kind of obsession with these girls, but he took the biggest close-ups of every part of them and then 2 seconds of their face and then a 2-second wide. This guy, I'm sorry, was very perverted because he's just focusing on the back of the women, the front of the women.
Yeah, there's a point.
She pointed this out to me.
Okay, so I already knew there was something going on because all the women had a lot of makeup on and all of them had a lot of skin showing. And it's like literally all of these are porn actresses. But then there was one point near the end where it's like because she's her back is to the cameraman and she's doing something. I don't know if she's rolling up her towel or something like that. And then the camera, it shows her backside, but then it just aims down to where her ass and legs are in the top right corner, and you're just looking at the ground. You're just otherwise there's nothing there. I'm just like, wait a minute. Like, that's
The shots for this movie are non-existent. Thank you. I just labeled them blonde 1, 2, etc. Yeah,
there
yeah.
was the blonde bitch, and then like the first, like the bitch for no reason. I don't know why they hang out with her. And then the half blonde, the half bitch blonde, who was like okay, but then turned into a bitch.
Yeah, and there's no lead up for that or anything else. But I just gave up on any coherent story at about 10 minutes into this movie. So they have these 4 friends who come. They go to the beach. Now, here's one of the funniest lines I've ever heard in cinema uttered. They said, "We're gonna go and swim," and then they go, "But we're gonna tan." Then
barely any sunlight at all, and they're yards away from the water in grass and dirt, and then it's like
they're on a hill.
Oh yeah, that's the location.
And then this guy does this ridiculously bad cut to their one friend swimming, and I go, wait a second, she was over by the car. How did she get over by the water so quickly? And where is she swimming to? And here's the other caveat in this. Sharks people exist in the ocean because, salt water and all that.
That brunette asked that question too.
How is there a shark in a lake? Literally,
this is no ordinary shark. Because apparently the evil nun summoned that chick that she killed in the beginning of the movie, that apparently she did something to, and she was all mad and everything. She killed her, put her in the lake as a sacrifice and everything, like, accept my offering, blah blah blah. And I guess Satan himself is in the shark.
I know, and yes, man.
Which gave me a brilliant sequel idea. Satan as a shark, God as a shark. Fight to the death.
Like, I thought it would go anywhere creative like that, but no. Hi, Edward, how are you? We're talking about, thank you. He's given statistics. You should have given those notes to this filmmaker because they had no concept. Even if it's a devil shark, is this thing not governed by the rules of being a fish? And oh my God, they use stock footage in the beginning of this movie.
They use the same footage.
Yeah, they literally, when the shark is attacking these people, it goes to the same shot every
time. It's like,
time.
Guess what's gonna come for it?
And the disconnect between their stock footage to the person being attacked is hilariously bad because these people are flailing around like this. They're just cutting to like an Adobe effect.
It's like 10 seconds ago, they were okay. What part did we leave off? What part of the movie explaining it?
Where she was swimming, she got from the car to the lake for their Australian Georgian friend.
She was getting attacked. They jump up from a mile away from shore, and then she seems to have gotten like a bite, a teeny little nibble. Satan as a shark, giving you a tiny little nibble on the leg. And they don't even have those effects. They just have a little sprinkle of blood on there. It's like, okay, like, yeah, for real. Get something. Make it look like more than something like jelly splattered on your leg. And then she's actually like, she's passed out or whatever and bleeding from her mouth from a leg wound.
She's foaming blood from her mouth, but she was bit in the leg. And like, that's not how internal injuries work. If you get punched in like the ribs or the liver or something like that, then yes, you might spit up blood because, that happens. You shatter blood vessels or whatever, then yes, you bleed from other places. But she was bit literally on her thigh. which they didn't have a
They,
fight.
like, in the next few scenes, they say that's, like, she got a whole chunk ripped out of her leg, and, yeah, it's still there. Satan as a shark didn't do too much damage and just
Next review is Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter or Thanks Killing. Oh God. I mean, so she gets bit and goes to the hospital. And one of the worst things, they have the hospital person announce on the PA that their best friend is in the ER, which anyone who's ever gone to a hospital ever, that's not how they work. They go, Dr. So-and-so to room whatever, right? And they just announce that their friend is in room. So I'm like, what is happening? It'll look like they clipped a scene from another movie with a hospital and then just did a voice dub of the person saying that their friend was in this hospital because the footage looks so janky and weird. It looks like they just inserted the scene and then they went back out to where the people were. Oh my God. I can't.
And this is when she miraculously healed from her wound, and then she kind of turns into a bitch because turns out she's possessed. She's leading people into the water for the Satan shark to get them. And the first person being this, he looked kind of like Italianish, but without the accent. He had chain, the black hair, the tattoos, everything in like a vehicle, and she wants to go. She like approaches him and like, oh, I want to go to the water and stuff like that. And so she convinces him to give her a ride to go down to the water and everything. And he's not even trying to be sneaky about it. He puts his hand like right on her knee, and it's like, you know how one would slowly move up to try to touch a little pussy. Oh. No, he just and she's like smacks his hand, and he's like, bitch, like, whoa, and stuff like that. But then the next scene, they're both in the water, they're touching each other's chest, they're all ooh, and then
no transition.
But then they go like this. You know how when you're in the water enough to like your shoulders are in the water and you kind of like move your arms just a little bit. They were doing that, except it goes up to their hips. The water's at their hips. Take note that they're obviously standing in the water. This shallow water, and they're like little splash. They're like trying to splash each other, but like half-assed. And it's very weird. This whole movie was like huge porn vibes, like terrible. It's like, okay, fuck or something. Stop with this splashing, this pitiful splashing. Just get on with it.
I was okay. Honestly, I was confused about the rating for this movie because I feel like this was supposed to be an R-rated film, and I don't know what the rating is exactly for this, or if
it's
it was
rated
just
R.
Yeah,
it's rated R.
But it was like the filmmakers, they didn't show anything. They just alluded to stuff, and I go, if you have an R rating, what is going on? At least make my suffering worth it. No, nothing. They splash, and then the dude is in the water and he starts doing like a ballet dance with her. And
they're moving around. She kind of circles him a little bit. And like and what Shelly said, she even answers like when someone says, so what do you like to do? She's like, I like to get wet. And I'm just like, please turn into a porno.
Kendra Hicks says, I thought the splashing was to try to confuse the audience into believing the water was getting deeper than a foot.
It's like, well, obviously, like from your torso up, you're out of the water. It's just like
Geekicidal Tendency says the trailer is top notch.
Oh yeah, we did watch the trailer. I'm like, this has to be a porn. Like, come on, you can. which made it all the more like horrible because
Oh no, they were trying to be serious.
Made it, yeah, because they're trying to be serious and everything like that. It's like,
okay, can we talk about another random scene that, remember, I told you pissed me off? There's a scene with 4 people doing a random ass like seance thing, and they're all at the cemetery and they're summoning something. And then they summon this girl, and she's just full of blood, going on gravestones and stuff. This scene has absolutely nothing.
I forgot that was a part.
I don't, because it had nothing to do with the rest of the movie. It was like another movie entirely.
There's this chick who's obviously dude or whatever. I don't give a fuck. Where this person is like trying to do a documentary and really wants to fuck the ocean. It's like, please tell me your answers. I'd summon you and stuff like that. And then has seizures on the grass. I'm like, wow, that's very convenient. She didn't fall in the water.
Like, yeah. And then there's this chick's who's supposed to check her show. Okay, it was called Psychic Whackers.
No. It was Shark Whack. No, Ghost Whackers.
Ghost Whackers. Was this seriously supposed to be a porn? I'm starting to think this was supposed to be a porn because what person was sitting in the room going, we need a ghost detective because all of these movies have ghost hunters.
It wasn't even ghosts. It's demons.
So the name of the show was Ghost Whackers. And then the other lady comes out and she's got the debunking show, and it was equally terrible. It was called something.
I don't know.
I forgot her show, but it was like debunking ghost fakers or something, or ghost fakers or something. I was just like, did they just like kids in kindergarten all put down an idea? And one kid was like, I like sharks. And the other kid was like, I like The Exorcist. And then they all just passed, and then Cran had kids write down this script because it's all over the goddamn place. There's no narrative structure. There were literally parts that felt like a whole entire movie by itself, and they just shoved it in there to pad out the runtime. Daytona Falls says the only possessed shark I've ever encountered was when I was 1 minute late for the kids' chicken nuggets. Yeah.
I forgot about those. The Lisa Frank dolphins. That would be God if he was a marine mammal, or just, they're not fish. Just a water creature. If he was a water creature, he would be that.
Oh my God, so we're rounding, and this isn't even the terrible parts, folks. This is just the beginning. So there's a weird random seance scene for no reason.
Well, I finished talking about she lured that one guy in, the one who was trying to swim away and trying to grab the handlebar for the steps.
Oh my God. It was just like, dude, stand up. Literally, stand up or reach yourself out.
You were standing like 10 seconds ago, further in the water. And it's like, it should be the easiest. Just stand up.
And so we get further in, but this girl's getting possessed and luring people out. Oh, this newscaster comes out, and apparently there's been a bunch of attacks, but up to this point, we've only seen 2 people die. So I don't know where the newscaster comes in and says, a bunch of people have been being eaten by a shark. I'm like, there were literally 2 people. You can't even report right. I mean, I guess that's accurate to the media now. I guess they did get that part right. I mean, yes, I wonder what the pitch was for this movie. But anyways, so we're not even, here's the part, folks, we're not even to the Exorcist knockoff part, because this movie goes so far off the rails, it's spectacular. Like, and there's even offensive stuff in this. Like, just blatantly offensive, and I'll talk about that too. But okay, so they do the seance, they do this, guy gets eaten.
The dream thing.
Oh my God. So yeah, so this girl is starting to get taken over by devil shark Satan.
Like, she's starting to realize, oh, something's up.
Yeah. So she has this dream. Now, normally when people have dreams,
you don't know it's a dream till after it's done, of course.
yeah, but the dream connects to the movie somehow, right? Shelley says that Mr. Zod's Phantom Zone. Maybe it happened in the entire year that it took for Satan to possess the shark and get swimming into a lake. There wasn't even a giant tornado to transport it. so, she has this dream, and this is the most offensive part of the film, and I think anything in film that I have ever seen done in my life. The insensitivity of these film directors is astonishing because they insert someone in there. It's this girl who has a fascination with sharks. And I guess this connects to the post-credit scene at the end of the movie, but she's really all about sharks. And it's implied she might just have a learning disability of some kind, but the way that they play this out is so offensive. And I'm watching this going, I am genuinely pissed off.
So I'm gonna be honest. Watching this person, because obviously this person is not a child or anything like that. I was really fed up at this point. And watching this person run around on the playground and everything, I was fed up, and I was just like, is the person stupid? I am so pissed off right now. I'm done with this acting. And it's like, oh, something is up. I'm like, I couldn't tell.
Yeah, it was so terrible because this is such bad. Like, if you are going to touch a topic like this, you have to have an ounce of talent, which these people have none.
I'm usually able to tell right away. It's like, oh, okay, that's
and
bad.
The way that they
but the acting is so bad that I couldn't tell a difference.
But then the scene gets even worse because Shark Lady starts doing this weird hitting on her in this pool, like circling around her, and I go, oh my god, we're going down this rabbit hole.
Yeah, like literally trying to, like, she gets into a bikini and stuff like that. And that's the scene I was talking about. Because the one person's like, I like to do this. I brought you to the swimming pool because you said you like to get wet. And
I'm like, oh my god, what's happening? And look, people. Look, people, I'm not one of those people in films who's like an SJW and say everything's offensive, but this is fucking offensive. This is downright. This is the worst thing I think I've seen, and I've watched really bad movies, but this is the worst thing I think I've seen.
The Room is better. The Room has better acting, by far. They had some enthusiasm about it. Are you having trouble reading? Should I read it for you?
No. It says, oh, good point, Mr. Zod's Phantom Zone. That's why they only have one scene of the shark. Satan abandoned the production and refused to come out of it.
They must have been so proud of that shark. They tried to put every single little detail. I think I even noticed an asshole. I'm pretty sure. But they think they focused too much on that terrible creation and literally on nothing else.
And it's so funny because we were directly comparing this to The Room, and we were like, Tommy tried.
Because at least in The Room, they were passionate about it, and you would actually care or want to know what happens next. This you do not care. You just want everyone to die.
I was literally, we kept on pausing it and going, oh my god, only 10 minutes has passed. 10 minutes has passed, and there's been 80 mistakes in this movie. Okay, let's talk about the camera cuts. So, the worst example, okay, if you ever take a film class, I took some film courses. If you ever studied the basics of film, when you're doing tracking shots, you do not get every fucking person in the frame. The point of a tracking shot is you are tracking the person that is running. They're specifically for running scenes, and normally you have someone who has something rigged up that follows them so you can follow the motion. This person does cuts for tracking scenes where literally he cuts to this old guy who's sitting on a bench and laughs for no apparent reason.
Laughs at someone jogging. Like, haha, that bitch is gonna die. No, he only that jogger dude finds the next dead body that she lured in.
Oh yeah. This person gets killed. And there's no context. They just cut
and he
to her
comes
swimming.
up this terrible effects. It's like if he put oatmeal in his mouth, just a mouthful of oatmeal, and then just, and he did like that, and it was like.
So we got terrible jogging. Shenanigans is happening, and enter in the worst character ever constructed in film, and the biggest thing that literally made me seethe with hatred. She could tell you. They bring in a priest, and this guy is trying to channel his inner exorcist.
I am a man of God. I can.
This pissed me off so much.
I forgot there was supposed to be a priest. I'm like, oh yeah, you need a priest to do an exorcism. I'm like, that's right.
They had the audacity. They had the audacity to give him just about the same backstory without the alcoholism or the deep thought or him losing his faith or any of the things that made The Exorcist a great movie, because you actually knew who the father was and he was just there monitoring. That was part of his character development. So when he, spoilers for The Exorcist, but when he dies at the end of the movie by taking Satan into him and sacrificing himself bravely for the good of everyone else, it actually fucking means something, because you've had a whole fucking movie to connect to him. Nope, no backstory. Just there was some random accident and Father Joe Blow is going to save us from our
that shark was different. Where did we leave off?
Father Creeper, they're calling him.
Oh yeah, he's introduced sometime in the movie, like, because that jogger found the other dead body. What was next? All I know is that there was a.
That's the thing. The scenes are so disjointed
and forgettable, and you want to forget it. See, we're already
forgetting it. So there was the father comes, and then he comes in. Oh, let's talk about when he wants to see the girl, and he has the interaction with the redhead, which just drops her IQ down after she got done saying, "What's up, lemon pie?" After she got done saying all of this smart stuff, we have this guy come in, and he's supposed to be the priest. He's going to be the hero, right? And he comes in and he talks to this girl, and she goes, "Who are you? What do you do?" He's got a fucking collar on, and garments. You figured out that this shark couldn't exist in water, blah blah blah. You say all of this smart stuff, and then your IQ drops
because she has a lot of stalkers. You know, boys think one look at from her means that she wants to go out with them and stuff. Okay, so this dude that you obviously didn't know his occupation, to go tell him where she is and everything, and then the possessed lady goes to a fair.
Yeah.
To bite some other stupid dudes.
Okay, so I got this scene, but none of this is explained. So, skip past a bunch of horrible stuff I'm sure we forgot. So we get to the big battle, right? This is where it's all going to go down. In cinema, when you have a dramatic scene and when you gather people around, typically you want to have conversation, people talking in the background, to give the illusion of a fair kind of a thing, right? So all of a sudden the movie goes silent and there's nothing but music.
Oh yeah, there's a buttload of this piano music, something you'd expect if a person were to reunite with his dog or something. But this is throughout the whole movie, and there are so many scenes of no sound effects, no talking, no nothing, just this music while someone might be getting killed.
Okay, so from what I'm supposed to gather is bitch number one took bitch number two's boyfriend, and that's who's at the carnival with her. Of course, I had to be logical and jump to this conclusion because the movie doesn't explain it. Where did the guy come from? How did he get here? Who called him? Is he with the other chick? Is the other chick gonna just get? None of this is explained. Nothing. We just jump to the fair and she's with the dude's boyfriend, I assume. So they're doing stuff and he says something to her, but they cut the dialogue so we can't hear the argument they're having and they're just pantomiming an argument. Oh my
god. They don't want to see your hairline.
They're pantomiming. They're literally like there's no words. They're going like this, and then she's fake crying.
And this. And I don't know. I blacked out a couple times.
So they're having a.
You can see his eyes are watering.
I literally want to cry. This is so bad. They have an argument, and now when you're supposed to get depth and range in a movie, when you're supposed to understand what's going on, there's supposed to be dialogue to explain to the audience why they're fighting.
I kept reminding him, don't search for logic anymore. I just stopped myself so many times, like, why am I gonna ask these questions? They're not gonna get answered.
Daytona Falls says, BF messing around at the fair? Oh, heck no. I'ma call my Exorcist shark. Somebody gonna get cut. So they're talking, and then they make the gestures of an argument. And I shit you not, the gestures.
I don't remember this part. I might have not been.
No, I think you were blacking out at this moment. And they're going, and he's going, and he's going, and she's going.
Oh yeah, now I remember.
Yeah, and she doesn't even cry. She doesn't. She just. Yeah.
They don't even like a stupid baby scrunched up, wrinkles all over your face kind of look. I'm not even like a sad looking one. She just looks like more of a brat.
I literally felt like, if you guys have ever seen Mystery Science Theater, this is what I felt like. I felt like I was in a spaceship and forced to watch a shitty movie for an hour and a half, and this was my punishment for something I don't even know I did to someone. And if I offended anyone out there in my life, I truly apologize, because we need to just get rid of torturing people and sit them down and watch this movie. We will get answers from anyone in under 10 minutes, because this is so atrocious. I think this movie was meant to be buried in a deep, dark hole and never seen the light of day. $300,000 went. I could shoot a better movie for literally $2, and I could put together a better movie than 5 seconds of these scenes. So they pantomime an argument. Shark Girl, I guess, gets mad, and once again,
after that scene, she gets chained up, like, you know. No. You know, that wouldn't be the first time, because I'm pretty sure all of them are porn actors. She gets tied, like, chained up, and the other, was it the brunette, or that was with the priest, and the priest is trying to hold up a cross, being like, may the power of Christ compel you, bitch, and just like.
Oh yeah, so let's talk about this. This is the finale. Oh Christ, this is, if you didn't think it could get worse, this is where this movie goes completely and totally off the rails. Blatantly rips off the last 10 minutes of The Exorcist, and oh boy, some of the worst cuts I've ever seen produced by another human being. She's chained up to this thing. First of all, and I pointed this out to her, the priest is using a tiki torch for an exorcism ceremony. Like fucking tiki torch.
It's like, wait a minute, what is a tiki torch?
He's using for the holy rite of exorcism. He chains them up.
And he's because it reminded me of a porno, her just chained up like that, and he has the cross in her face and just saying shit. I'm just like, hit her with it, shove it up her pussy, do something. And I just
Okay, speaking of which, you have to watch The Exorcist with me because that's one of the most disturbing things I'll ever see in my life. That whole movie freaked me out as a kid, anyways. So they have the audacity. This is where I got literally pissed. They have the audacity to try to mimic one of the greatest scenes ever. So he's doing his little cross deal. The power of Christ compels you. Satan just feels chatty this day. He's telling his whole plot, which
through the bitch.
Yeah, and then he does the infamous puke all over the person, the priest. It is the worst effect
It's like green
I've ever seen. No, in The Exorcist, it was green, but they use split pea soup. And so when she does it, it's horrifying. When they do it on here,
isn't it just like liquid? Just you know.
Gigacidal tendencies. That's fair enough.
Pretty sure it would be better.
But yeah, they use tiki torches. He gets thrown up on, and then all of a sudden, in the worst dialogue ever constructed by man, he goes, "Well, hey guys, how about Satan? You just jump into me." And Satan goes, "Oh yeah, this sounds like a great idea." And I'm like, "What is happening right now? What is going on? Why is this happening to me? Why? Why are you doing this? Do you hate me? Did these guys make this movie to piss me off? Was this movie made specifically to piss me off? I don't understand what's happening right now. Ken just says, wait, should at Mr. Zod's Phantom Zone review The Exorcist a reward for making it through a terrible, terrible movie? I might have to.
You're fucking tearing up. You can see it.
I'm literally
for the viewers.
So he goes. So the Satan shark possesses the priest. His eyes turn glowing red.
This is where I blacked out again. I don't remember.
His eyes turn red, and then in the worst ever, I felt like at this time I had taken a crap ton of acid. The shark comes from the fucking sky.
Like a space portal. Like I was just like, this reminds me of I was like, this reminds me of the time I watched that the Iron Sky, the coming race of dinosaurs in space. I was like, this reminds me just like that, except worse.
The shark floats from the sky
and growls like a fucking bear.
And growl. They have the wrong. Yeah, they have the wrong sound effect.
No, like they don't even make. Sharks don't even make sound at all.
Thank you, Body B. You have a good night. I won't. I won't have a good night. I won't. I won't at all.
You're done with it though. For now, they might have more terrible movie suggestions.
Yes, Henrika. We should have chose Shaun of the Dead. There were so many mistakes made today. So many mistakes. But yeah, so they cut, and in the most confusing end ever, nothing gets resolved. 5 people are possessed for no apparent reason.
Okay, wait. So it ended where they did get Satan out of her. I'm trying to remember the rest of the movie.
But it ends with the bitchy girl on the dock. And she says,
a stalker. Like, she's back at the beach.
No. That's the post-credit scene. We're skipping ahead.
No. This is just the part with the stalker.
Oh, yeah. I forgot that was randomly inserted.
Because she goes back to the beach. You know, the patches of grass and dirt. She goes tanning when there's, like, it's cloudy. There's barely any sun. And I don't know if she was sleeping or something. But then there's this dude that, like, so she's lying on the ground, right? And there's this dude that, like, puts his hand over and, like this, that doesn't touch her or anything, but it's just, like that and everything. And then he just starts taking pictures of her and, like, wow, she doesn't even open her eyes once. She doesn't even here, the dude literally inches from her, just to show that she does get stalkers.
I don't know what the point was.
And these are pretty lame pictures too.
And then they do a terrible over-the-shoulder camera shot of him just scrolling through. And Samsung should sue them because that was clearly in the frame, and I don't think Samsung endorsed this whatsoever. And I'm so sorry that your great product was in this shitty movie, because I am fairly sure they did not want to be associated with this film whatsoever. So he's got a Samsung phone just going like this. No reason. There's no reason that there's a stalker. And then he just leaves.
Oh yeah, by the way, look at these hot girls. That's the same scene where it's like, oh, he eventually leaves. She eventually opens her eyeballs and her back is to the cameraman, and then the cameraman just ends up looking at her ass. Like, just, you don't see her top half, just her ass and her legs in the top right of the screen, and then looking at her towel or the patches of dirt and grass. And I'm just like, something's going on. It's like,
so then, oh my god, so then the end of this is literally there we go. Okay, it's fixed. So anyways, the end of this is, yes, I am triggered. The end of this is the smart redhead girl, I guess, lures bitchy girl number 1 to the pier and goes, "I've got something to show you. I'm so sorry." And then jumps into the water. Bitchy girls gets eaten. Roll credits. And me and Bitchy are happy.
Wait, we missed a part where there was one bitch, I don't remember. A lot of them have blonde hair, and I get them mixed up. Where she's like, if you want to be a sister, you have to go in the water. And the shark fucking jumps out of the water and
eats her. Yeah,
eats the
random college people. There's no reason for them to even be in the film. Don't know why. They have the smallest sorority ever because it was only 3 of them out there. So and they had the nerve to use an actual sorority, and I go, they aren't endorsing this either. Sweet Chastity says, was Amber in this movie? No, it's about the quality acting she gives, though. It's like, I mean, it's definitely what Amber Heard's going to be doing after this. Just mark my words. After this all ends, you're going to see Amber Heard in every one of these shark sequel movies. It'd be like Sharknado 500, Three-Headed Shark, Sand Shark 5. She'll be in all of them. But anyway, so we get to the end of this movie. I am so happy.
With the nun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, the final end scene, we think, is the nun comes back and stabs another random girl.
No, she attacks the bitch who survived the exorcism and everything, stabs her. I don't really know what the point of that was.
I don't know either. I don't know. She stabs her, and then she gets dragged in the water by the girl.
And then she comes back out, like some woman in the water. I don't know if it was the person who survived or someone else. Drags the nun in the water. Yeah.
Yes, Kendra. The nun makes a comeback for no damn reason. No reason. She set up the whole thing, and then she's back, and then just gets murdered and done. And then the chick from the white dress who had no parts in this movie except for the weird graveyard scene that doesn't even make sense in this film, she comes back, and then we're thinking, great, this is over. But no, they want to do a Marvel movies, and they have not.
There's literally like 30 seconds of credits, and then an 8 minutes
post-credit scene
of this person. I'm just like, is this person supposed to be special too? Like,
it was the same person, but
it was.
Yeah.
Oh.
But they changed her look,
and I was so confused because I'm like, is this whatever? You know how like Jurassic Park, they'll have dinosaur toys and stuff like that, just dinosaur stuff. It was like this, except that person was at an aquarium, and she was just being mysterious, or like looking at the fish in the water, and she's just going crazy, having orgasms any time she looks at water. And in aquariums or zoos, they'll have the store, and they'll have the stuffed animals, there's like shelves of like a buttload of these shark stuffed animals. She takes one, rubs her face on it, pets it, puts it back. Takes another one, rubs her face, infects it all, puts it back. Does this like several times, and then ends up, fuck it. She's just taking all of these. And then
they don't show her pay for them.
This whole time there's music. There's like just
music. And they don't show her pay for any of this stuff, so one can only assume she put all that shit in the backpack she had, so she stole them, I guess. I have no context for this scene.
And then she was looking at more water, and then she was going towards like the exit. Except she leans up against the wall. She's like, "Oh, exhausted. I just can't stand anymore." It's just she has the plastic shark she had before, and I'm just like, if you're gonna fuck yourself with it, just do it already. It's just like,
yeah, and she's all rubbing it on her face and stuff. And I'm like, what is going on?
And then she goes back inside and looks at more water and stuff. And then she turns around towards the camera with her teeth clenched and like spits shit out of her mouth. And then the picture, like it pauses, like it stops at that frame, changes a different filter, like infrared or something like that. I'm just like, okay.
So then they play more credits for like 3 seconds, and I'm like, finally, this is over. Nope.
What was the?
Nope. The next one we have the Ghost Whacker comes back.
Ghost Whacker.
And she's just standing there by a building. We're supposed to give a shit about this building. I have no clue what this building is because I never featured it in the movie.
She has another seizure.
And then she spit screen stuff. And you go, what are you trying to tell me, film? This is a psychic phenomenon? All these people are possessed? There's a Shark Nation? I'm so confused. What is this building? What is happening right now? Please tell me, God, you're not setting up for a sequel. This first one never needed to be seen by man, let alone a part 2. Don't ever make a part 2, please. Dan, whatever the hell your name is when I looked you up on IMDb, I am begging you. I will send you money to not make another movie. I will start a fundraiser for you to not ever make another one of these abominations. This needs to never be seen by any other human being. I am going to start a Kickstarter for another movie not to be made. That is my sole goal in life now. Okay. This is so terrible. I can't think, in 36 years, I can't think of anything that I've seen worse than this movie. I really can't. I'm drawing a blank. And I've seen some shitty movies in my life. And every single one I can say, Tremors 5, that's a Golden Globe winner. Like, Critters, any of these supposedly bad movies at least had a plot, a story, shots that made sense, something coherent. Zod says, don't ever watch this movie. Don't ever do this to yourself. You see this horrified look,
Hashtag the room is better.
This was the worst experience ever. I literally will look forward to getting a prostate exam over ever seeing this movie again.
Ooh. And I was talking the whole time about shoving stuff up asses. Because I wanted something to happen. Like, please don't be real. Like,
he's like,
yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
So anyways, I've come to realize that Poles hate us. Poles really hate us. This movie was the worst.
You get what you fucking deserve.
This was the worst movie. I don't think we'll ever watch a movie that is more terrible than this one. I honestly, this is set.
Oh, now you're making it a challenge.
No, this has really set the bar on shitty movies. Like, this is a grand hurdle for any movie. Yes, Zod's prostate exam. And that, I will look more forward to that than ever seeing another movie like this ever again. I'm broken. You take it from here. I gotta drink more coffee. I'm just broken. This has broke my soul.
Oh, wait, wrong one. That one.
Tutor 90. If you can come up with something more maniacal than this, at this point, you just want to see how far I can break. This was a terrible movie.
I'm
Everything
just gonna say he likes the strap on.
Jesus Christ. Anyways,
yeah.
Tammy says, at Zod, don't worry, I will never watch this movie. Your pain is the best.
Watch it. Watch it.
Horrible. Shelly says, at Mr. Zod's Phantom Zone, that's the problem. You weren't drunk enough.
I dare you to watch 5 minutes of it. Of just the beginning. 5 minutes. Go ahead.
Yes, Windy City, just think, someone paid to have that made. Just think, just think about this. Some people sat in a room somewhere, and this ridiculous script came across them, and some guy from Suicide Studios, and I know why it's named that now. Some guy looked at it and goes, sharks, exorcisms, together, we've got gold. This is a winner, boys. And they paid someone $300,000 to make this.
They probably gave the porn stars like $100 each, and then just kept the rest.
Jeremy says, Stone Cold Jeremy says, at Mr. Zod's Phantom Zone, check out Shopping Mall.
What? That sounds amazing.
It does. We might have to check that out. Shelly says, but Mr. Zod's Phantom Zone, did they work as hard as Tommy Wiseau to get it made? God, I don't think so. You know, for all the criticism that's leveled at that movie, he tried. He tried.
He was actually trying to do something. Like, this just, there's no hope. There's no hope. This was in 2016 that it was made.
That's the saddest part. This movie literally made me almost give up on humanity because of the fact that there are people who put this less effort into something they supposedly love.
If you can manage to watch at least 5 minutes, see how long you can keep watching it for and like tweet about it or something. And it's like, I got to 9 minutes and 52 seconds.
Oh my god. Oh.
He did it for the fans.
I did it for you. Like, honestly,
he's a whore himself.
I mean, honestly, I was sitting there ready to bang my head against the side of our bed watching this. I'm just going, when is it going to end? I can't deal with all the war.
Stephanie, don't lose the few brain cells we have left.
I can't make it anymore.
Shark Exorcist, that's the name.
Shark Exorcist, yes. And I put a link in the description so you too can suffer like we suffered. And we're going to put out a challenge, and you guys hit us on Twitter. My Twitter's in the link in the description. You tweet out how long you sat through this movie and see if you make it through an hour and 10 minutes of this film.
Well, 8 of those minutes, only 2 minutes are of credits. It was about an hour long, and it was an hour too long.
An hour too long. Like, seriously, anything we ever review now, I can't wait for the second season of High School Musical, the series now, because that in comparison looks like fucking gold. Gold. I miss those little wacky kids and their singing shenanigans. I don't ever want to watch anything like again. Something like this exists, but this really is in the world. This is out there. This is a thing. I thought Sharknado was good old wholesome, just bad fun, right? At least they knew how terrible it was and they went with it. This is just, they shot this seriously. They had serious piano music. Like, this was going to snag them the Oscar for Best Movie of the Year. They shot this like...
Now we got this, boys. We'll be rolling in cash tonight.
$3,000. They made about $5.
300,000.
300,000. I want to see what the return was. Oh my God. So, anyways, there's the challenge for you guys. This thing got an hour more than it deserved, honestly. We're going to. We've heard some great suggestions. But also both me and Bitchy watch these things. So leave us comments on what you would like us to watch. We'll take some movies. We'll put up a poll, and then you guys will choose. I heard Batman and Robin. I would love to do a review on that because I never personally did. That movie now, in comparison, is fucking gold.
If you watch it, drink something.
Yes, make sure you're drunk and or smoking wacky tobacco. Algorithm.
It'll make it a lot easier.
But guys, tomorrow I'm going to be on at a god awful early hour. If I know,
to you.
Yeah,
so
to
you know
me.
the world doesn't revolve around you.
Yes, bat nipples. She has no
What?
clue. Oh yeah, you get to see bat nipples.
Oh, I thought that was someone's username, and I was like, "Excuse me, what made you make that decision?"
Yes, at Mr. Zod's Phantom Zone, Batman and Robin is worth it for the bat nipples alone. Yes, and the
Oh, I think I actually know what you're talking about.
Yes,
they
want us to
Captain Falcon style nipples, like.
We have got to watch this because okay. Shout out to my boy Terrence. If you guys don't know, there's this guy named Terrence who has reviews. He did a review on this movie. It is the funniest thing that I've ever seen. Love you, Terrence. Hope to see you again on my channel. But he does talking about Chris O'Donnell in this movie, and oh boy, the bats or the Robin suit, and it's something. But anyways, yeah, I think we definitely need to watch this movie and review it because Arnold Schwartz. You have a cast like Arnold Schwarzenegger, Uma Thurman, George Clooney, Alicia Silverstone in her prime, Chris O'Donnell, and you're thinking, there's no way this movie can't make money. Oh boy. Oh God. I just want you to know this was one movie where they nearly almost destroyed Batman Forever. This movie almost destroyed the Batman franchise. It was so terrible.
I'll watch some bat nipples.
Yeah, and ice puns. There's literally a scene where he shoots a guard, Arnold, and in his Arnold voice goes, "Chill out." And I'm like,
that sounds familiar, actually.
And like, what are you doing, Arnold? Oh, he's like, it's going to be a cold day. It's going to be a cold day in hell.
I don't care how terrible the puns are. Puns in general are amazing, even if they make baseball.
Oh my God. No, Batman Forever was good. I like Tommy Lee. I like Jim Carrey as the Riddler. I thought it was good.
Go to Amazon Prime reviews of Shark Exorcist.
Oh yeah, we gotta go and see those. We definitely gotta go see those. But yeah, we'll do a review for you guys. Just to let you know, tomorrow morning at 8, go check out Loki channel, Stone Loki. He has a channel on YouTube. I should have freaking linked it. But anyways, I'll send out a tweet. I'm going to be on his morning show, so it's going to be fun. I'm going to be the one being interviewed, which is weird because I'm not used to being interviewed.
Yeah, you're not that great.
So I'm going to be on there. And then this week on Monday as well, I'm going to have on finally the Miss Tiffany Daniels. So I'm going to put that up for you guys. I don't know what time yet. I'm going to work it all out. But I was thinking 5 or somewhere in there. So definitely check out the channel.
If you can drop the link again. If you guys have a few bucks, like, we could really use it for the GoFundMe because we're kind of in a sticky situation with the couple days left.
Yeah, it's crunch time.
Appreciate anyone who donated anything like that. I'm really thankful. But if you guys have like a couple extra bucks, I'd really appreciate it.
Yes, and thank you, everybody. We really appreciate that. Check out all of the things in the description. Thank you so much for watching. I can't believe 30 people wanted to watch us review this movie. God, may they bury this thing in the furthest...
Shark nipples, what the fuck?
May they bury this in the furthest reaches of hell. And Satan, go get yourself a new agent. You were poorly represented, and Netflix and Lucifer did you much better than this.
Wait a minute, it wasn't a great white shark.
I don't even know what the shark was.
It was, I mean, I didn't.
It was.
I don't know if it was just a random shark or if they changed the color just for graphics, but it was like a brown, like a brownish red. But then they made like the eyes a glowy orange or something like that. You know, the posters. Or the trailer. Watch the trailer.
Thank you, Magic Man. We'll be bringing you another great review Sunday. Maybe we'll do Bat Nipples. I'll just call the review Bat Nipples. Yeah, that's a review. Bat Nipples. So next week for you guys we'll be doing Batman and Robin.
I can't do it, but you can just go like
no. No,
they take it down because woman. Woman.
But thank you everybody for watching. Make sure you hit that like if you're new, to subscribe, retweet us, share us across the interweb, and as always, remember the only rule here in the fandom zone: kneel before Zod. You're all breathtaking. Have a wonderful evening.